Broadcasting live from the Riddick's via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we move on to the second game of our doubleheader tonight, the second Preds Cup Winners Bracket semifinal between Ravenwood and Montgomery Bell. Oh boy, I don't know if they could top what we just saw between Ensworth and Father Ryan. Hudson Honeybone scoring the game's only goal with 8 seconds left in OT and a 1-0 win for the Ice Tigers. Wow. Incredible game. Both teams are already out on the ice warming up. So let's talk about the two teams playing our nightcap. First up, Ravenwood, coached by James Gately. Beat one-seeded Summit Page last Thursday, 6-4. So here are their player stats coming into tonight. Now, I'm pretty sure a couple of the scores are wrong, or a couple of the goal scores were not correct. I had Jack Reedy with 2 goals, Keaton Moffitt with 2, and the others from Oliver Lutz and Jake Farrell. Jack Reedy had 2 points from goals, Keaton Moffitt 2 points from goals, Oliver Lutz and Jake Farrell each with a point from a goal. Cooper Friedman, Owen Appel with a point from an assist. Lucas Brady with a point from an assist. Moving on to goalie play, Colin Gower played the full 42 minutes, allowed 4 goals and 39 shots, turned away the other 35. His save percentage in the postseason so far is 90, and his goals against average is 4. As USN have knocked Centennial out. Centennial's season is over. USN win 5-2 in the Hein Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinals. So USN knocked the 2 seed out. Centennial with some key injuries towards the end of the year. Let's talk about NBA. Coached by J.P. Dumont, won their tournament opener last Wednesday, 4-2 against Franklin. So here are their player stats coming into tonight in the playoffs. Lee Guy has 2 points from goals. Michael DeTillo and Ethan Moore with a point from a goal. Trace Graham, James Lehrman, Matthew Moore each with a point from an assist. Hunter Wick played the full 42 minutes, allowed 2 goals and 22 shots, turned away the other 20. His save percentage in the postseason so far is 90, actually 91, and his goals against average is 2 even. So we'll talk about Centennial after the game, who they'll be saying goodbye to in terms of departing seniors. They're going to lose a couple of big names. The Cougars are. Let me go ahead and update my Hein Cup bracket here just to reflect that. Double check the score from Rich Mellon one more time. I know he wouldn't steer me wrong, but I never want to enter bad info. 5-2. So USN moving to the losers bracket semifinal next Wednesday night at 8:40 here on Rink A at Centennial. They'll play the Outlaws Brentwood winner. That game going on right now over on Rink B. Ready to go with a start in this one. Hunter Wick starting in goal for MBA. Brady Miller starting in goal for Ravenwood for this first period. MBA will carry the puck from my left to right. Ravenwood from my right to left. As the game is underway, MBA with a puck in the Ravenwood zone, but it's taken away and carried out. Cooper Hill, far side. Pass across. Liam Powell trying to go right back to Hill, intercepted and carried out by Lee Guy. Guy at center. Into the Ravenwood zone, left wing side, a shot. Brady Miller got a piece of it as it went by. Here's Hill at center, back into the NBA zone, leaves it for Powell. His shot turned away by Hunter Wick. NBA won both regular season games, 5-2 on October 30th, 6-1 on January 29th. Winner of this game will play Innsworth next Wednesday night in the winner's bracket final. Shot from the left point would have gone past the net, but Brendan Fremgen blocks it. Sends it into the Ravenwood zone. The loser of this game will play the Pope Mount Juliet winner. They'll be playing at 9:15 tonight on the North Ring in Antioch. The winner of this game will play that Mount Juliet Pope winner next Wednesday at 7:10 here on Enrique at Centennial in a Preds Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinal. Brady Miller back in goal for Ravenwood. He was out with a concussion last week, but James Gately told me after the game he was waiting on doctor's clearance, so he got it, and he is back in goal for the Raptors tonight. Puck is behind the Ravenwood net. There's a big hit by Ethan Moore, and that's going to draw a penalty. It's going to be a roughing call. So Ravenwood will get the first power play of the game. No goals on the board. 12:40 left in the first. Draw's going to be to Hunter Wick's right. One by Ravenwood. Liam Powell passing out to the blue line. Owen Appel back over to Powell on the left half wall. Now Powell backing out towards the blue line, trying to pass across to Cooper Hill, trying to go right back. And a puck went off a stick, right back to Powell. Puck went off a stick, came to Michael Datillo, who fires it to the other end of the rink. Hill from the far side of his own zone. Carries it to center. Back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Got it knocked off his stick by a back-checking Abe Lasher. Puck is behind the net. Here's James Lehrman clearing it out. Only as far as center. Owen Appel. The near side, sends it back into the NBA zone, but right to Datillo, who fires it off of Keaton Moffitt and back into the zone. And then Lehrman couldn't clear, and now Datillo clears. He banks it off the high glass on the near side. Puck brought back into the NBA zone. Flicked down low, I think by Owen Appel. Puck is behind the net, whipped around the wall to the near side. And Lee Guy's going to carry it out. Lee Guy at center, under a minute left in the power play. Guy passed an official, passed the referee, and his shot missed the net to the right of Miller. The referee may have prevented him from trying to cut closer to the net. Puck back in the NBA zone. Brady Friedman, left point. Tried to pass across, and it went off a high. It was played with a high stick, but Liam Powell touched it up. And a centering pass for Cooper Hill missed him. Now back the other way goes Abe Lasher, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. A shot turned away by Miller. Under 30 seconds left in the power play. Here come Ravenwood again. Powell at center, back into the NBA zone. Rounded defender to the front of the net, a shot, stop by Wick. Powell with the puck out on the far side now. Sends it back to the front of the net. Here's Cooper Hill out in front of backhander. Stopped by Wick. Moving across the crease to cover up the rebound and keep Jack Reedy away from it. 4 seconds left in the power play. 10:44 to go in the first. No goals on the board, but Ravenwood's big guns making things hard for Hunter Wick. Drawby to his right. Draw one by by NBA, and Michael Datillo sends it up to the left point off the stick of Owen Appel and into the NBA bench. Penalty time against the Big Red is up. They are back at even strength, and they're going to drop the puck on the dot right in front of the NBA bench. Draw one by the Big Red, Michael Datillo. Passing it up the near side, trying to get it to Ethan Moore. It went past his stick. It's back deep in the Ravenwood zone. Icing waved off. Matthew Moore behind the net. Trying to put it out in front. Oh, a couple of NBA players thought it had gone off the back of Miller and in. It did not. Puck out at center now. Graham Rudder backhanding it the other way. Poked back into the Ravenwood zone towards the right wing corner by Emmett Castile. Now puck sent up the far side. Here's Cooper Friedman back into the NBA zone. Drops it back. Here's a shot, I think from Oliver Lutz, was blocked. Puck in the right wing corner, sent around the wall to the near side, and Appel could not keep it alive at the left point. Appel sends it back in towards the goal. Wick stops it, although I think it would have missed. Here's Oliver Lutz on the right wing side, falls over. Puck passed ahead, out to center, and James Lehrman couldn't get a stick on it. He was too far ahead. It was going too slow. Appel, left wing side of the NBA zone. Sends it around the wall to the far side. Jake Lipinski takes a bump from Eli Stark trying to keep the puck away. Now it's poked out to center by Stark. That's back in the Ravenwood zone. Anthony Maltese sending it around the wall to the near side. James Lehrman trying to keep it alive at the right point. It's out at center. Lipinski, Jake Lipinski, ahead to Will Gallagher, who took a soft little hit from Abe Lasher right at the NBA blue line and went down. Baby soft hit, not even that hard. Enough to knock him down. Puck back in the NBA zone. Michael DiTillo on the far side. Sends it around to the near side, and Lehrman. Lehrman steps out to center. Abe Lasher calling for it. He'll backhand it into the Ravenwood zone. Oh, and the puck stolen by Ethan Sides. Put out in front, and a one-timer from Stark off the glove of Miller. Puck out at center. Now it's out on the far side. Dump back into the NBA zone. Puck backhanded up the boards. Cooper Hill can't keep it alive. Chopped out by Trace Graham. Puck out on the far wall. Liam Powell at center. Flips it through the air towards the goal. It's into the glove of Hunter Wick, and he'll hang on for the whistle. 8:11 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Draw's going to be to Wick's left. Draw one by the Big Red. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Held in over to Pell, and he shoots it over the net from the left point. Cooper Hill sending it back down the wall to the right wing corner. Off the stick of Liam Powell. Here's Brandon Fremgen. Trying to pass it over to Trace Graham. Hit the skates, I think, of Keaton Moffitt. Now Owen Appel again shooting from the left point, and this time Wick decides to glove it out of the air and hang on for the whistle. Draw me to Wick's right. One by Ravenwood and chopped off the stick of Jake Lipinski. Liam Powell in to try and pick it up. Tried to send it to the slot off the stick of Hill. It's going out to the far wall towards the right wing corner. Puck now behind the net. Hill comes around to the left wing side. Passes out up top to the blue line. And Appel back to Hill. Top of the left circle. Hill shot. Stopped and held on to by Wick. 7:30 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Brentwood leading the Outlaws 1-0 after one in the other Hein Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinal over on Rink B. Draws to the right of Wick. Draw one by the Big Red. Puck sent around the boards to the far side. Duke Dalba lets it go off. He's sticking out to center. It's sent back in, but Jack Reedy has to get back on side. Puck at center. Oh, Duke Dalba tried to feed it right back to Matthew Moore. It went back into the NBA zone, was cleared out by Abe Lasher. Big tie-up for the puck right at the Ravenwood blue line, just above the right point. Lasher with it. Cross corner dumping into the left wing corner. Puck is behind the net. Ravenwood bringing it through center, back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. There's a shot blockered away by Wick. Shot came from Brady Freeman. Now here's Matthew Moore trying to fight his way back into the Ravenwood zone. Jake Farrell tying him up. Puck now comes around to the far side. It'll be carried out by the Big Red again. Sorry, by the Raptors again. Brought back into the NBA zone, but offside. Jake Farrell went over the blue line just before the puck carrier, who then shot the puck past the net, and he's going to go to the box for 10 minutes. Just got himself a 10-minute misconduct. And that was Brady Freeman. So it'll stay 5-on-5 because it's a 10-minute misconduct. They're debating where to have the face-off. Okay, so it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And Friedman went to the bench instead of the box. 6:35 left in the first. No goals on the board. Draw is going to be to the right of Brady Miller. Bennett Nichols is going to serve the 2. Friedman will have to go to the box to serve his 10. No, Friedman goes into the box by himself. So NBA got the first power play, actually their first power play of the game, and Ravenwood win the draw, fire it down ice. On goal, had to be stopped by Hunter Wick. Michael Detillo hanging out behind his own net. Passing it over to Matthew Moore. Moore through center, into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Taking a shot. Gloved and held onto by Miller. Draw going to be to the left of Miller. One by the Big Red. Michael Detillo sends it towards the right wing corner. Ravenwood trying to clear it out. And Trace Graham could not keep it alive at the right point. Puck flipped through the air. Somehow hit. It went way through the air. Somehow came down and hit the glass up high on the far side at center. Now here's Cooper Hill back in the NBA zone. Puck knocked off his stick on the back check by Michael Detillo. Puck cleared to center, but intercepted by Powell, trying to get it back to Hill. Powell dumps it back into the NBA zone. Here is Matthew Moore. Trying to go across to Trace Graham. Graham banks it off the near boards out to center. Moore. Into the Ravenwood zone on the right wing side. Moore stops. Trying to spin around, pass it up to the right point. Graham, pass across. Detillo, one-timer. Score! Michael Detillo with a one-timer through the legs of Brady Miller into the back of the net to convert the power play, and that's Detillo's third goal in as many games. His second goal of the postseason. Puts Ravenwood up 1-0 with 5:27 to go in the first. NBA up 1-0 with 5:27 to go in the first. Draw one by the Big Red. Abe Lasher. Across to Brendan Fremgen. Passed up the near side to James Lehrman. Puck is back in the Ravenwood zone. Passed up to the right point. Fremgen a shot. Oh, hit a stick and then came down right into Miller's glove. But it was played with a high stick. So they're going to drop the puck outside the zone. They're going to drop it all the way back into the NBA end to the right of Wick. Draw one by the Big Red. Brandon Fremgen sends it around the wall to the far side. Eli Stark deflects it out. Picked up by Oliver Lutz. Now Brady Freeman sending it up the far side, back into the NBA zone. Fremgen's gonna get there first. He beats Keaton Moffitt to it. Taps it past Moffitt. Abe Lasher ahead to Ethan Sides. Sides brings it into the Ravenwood zone. Passes off. James Lehrman shot on the right wing side, blocked. Puck is behind the net. And the Raptors are gonna come out to center with it. Brought back into the NBA zone on the right wing side. A shot turned away by Wick. Shot came from Brady Friedman. Okay, so Friedman did not get a 2 and 10 for shooting the puck in the net after the whistle. He just got a 2. Keaton Moffitt, right wing side of the NBA zone, trying to drop it up top. Held in Oliver Lutz, but poked off his stick by Matthew Moore. Dumped back into the NBA zone. Wick will leave it at the end boards for Fremgen. Fremgen. Puck out at center. Dump back into the Big Red zone. Lasher. Pass ahead to Moore, who deflects it out to center. Ethan Moore from Matthew flips it into the Ravenwood zone. Ethan Moore on the right wing side. Puck held into the right point by Lasher. Lehrman with it again. Lasher, right wing corner. Now Duke Dalba down low. Puck behind the net. I think it's Friedman with it again. And the Raptors clear it down ice. Icing against Ravenwood. 3:23 left in the first. 1-0 NBA. Draw was to the left of Miller, won by Ravenwood. They get it out to center, but taken by Andrew Fretch and dumped right back into the Ravenwood zone. Oh, and then a turnover in front. Trace Graham scores. The puck came out in front to the left-hand side of the net. Trace Graham grabs it and backhands it into the bottom corner on the right-hand side, and it's 2-0 NBA with 3:07 to go in the first. Big mistake leads to another NBA goal, and this time it was from their top line, their scary top line. And Ravenwood win the draw. Liam Powell in the NBA zone, lost the puck. To the back, checking Graham Rudder. Now the puck behind the net. Powell with it again. Comes out to the left wing side, trying to pass out top off of the stick of Graham. It comes to, I think, Brady Friedman. And his shot was blocked. Here's Andrew Fretch carrying it back into the Ravenwood zone. Puck is behind the net. Now it's on the right wing side. Puck put in front and a one-timer. Stopped by Miller. I think that was Matthew Moore. No, it was Graham. Here's Liam Powell at center. Back into the NBA zone. Shot from out high. Knocked down by Wicko, pulling the rebound and cover. 2:13 left in the first. 2-0 NBA. Draws to the left of Wick. A little bit of an argument over NBA, whether or not the official's hand is still in the air. Draw one by Ravenwood. Puck held into the blue line. Owen Appel left point. Taking a shot. Stopped and held on to by Wick. Draw be to Wick's right. Draw one by NBA. Puck sent around the wall to the far side. And keeping it alive was Jack Reedy, but then it's taken away from him and cleared. Owen Appel will fire it back in. Puck comes up to the right point. And a one-timer from Ken and Kaiser. I think that's Kaiser. Went off with sticking over the net. Here's Abe Lasher whiffing, trying to whip the puck around the wall. Jack Reedy with it. Passing out to the blue line. And Kaiser trying to go down the slot. Poked away from him and cleared. Now it's back in the Ravenwood zone. Oh, and Abe Lasher almost got to it. He almost got in front of Owen Appel and got to the puck. And I think they're going to call interference on Appel on that back check. Yeah, it is Appel going to the box. So NBA back in the power play up 2-0 with 83 seconds left in the first. Draw be to the left of Brady Miller. Draw one by NBA. Michael DiTillo. Left point, a shot. Stopped and held on to by Miller. Draw to the right of Miller, won by NBA. Lee Guy, a shot stopped by Miller. With a rebound is Matthew Moore. Goes around the back of the net, comes around to the left wing side. Passes up top to the left point, Datillo. Back down low, Moore. Left circle, shot, score! Just as we entered the final minute of the first two. Matthew Moore fires the puck into the back of the net from the left circle. Ravenwood convert the power play and go up NBA convert the power play and go up 3-0. 59.9 seconds left in the first. So on the little scoreboard here on the game tracker, I'll just say 1 minute. Draw one by Ravenwood. Puck carried into the NBA zone. Jake Farrell, a shot. Stopped and held on to by Wick underneath his knees. Draw to the right of Wick. Won by Ravenwood. Puck passed out high to the right point. Now to the left point, Owen Appel. Taking a shot. Gloved and held on to by Wick. Draw be to Wick's right again. Draw one by Ravenwood. Jake Farrell behind the net. Comes out to the right wing side. Passes up to the right point. And sent across to nobody yet. Cooper Friedman will get to it. His shot went off a stick. Here comes to Eli Stark, who was pulled down by Jake Farrell, who's going to go to the box. But then Ethan Sides with a little, well, he didn't finish his check. He did slow down in enough time. He did hit a Ravenwood player, but not very hard. I don't think hard enough to get a penalty himself. So Farrell going to go to the box for tripping. And NBA go back on the power play up 3-0 with 28.6 seconds to go in the first. Draw is going to be to the left of Miller. Draw one by NBA. Puck out into the left wing corner. Matthew Moore with it now. Moore below the goal line. Skating around. Made a Ravenwood defender fall over. Puts the puck out in front. And it went off a stick. Came back to him on the right wing side. Now here's Datillo. Left point. Datillo shot. Missed the net. And we're going to get a whistle. The net got dislodged. 2.7 seconds to go in the first. 94 seconds left in the power play. Draw be to Miller's left. Draw one by Ravenwood. Lee Guy with it. Shot at the buzzer off the right leg pad of Miller. And that is it for the first period. Hunter Wick standing tall in net. And NBA take advantage of their chances. Goals from Michael Datillo, Trace Graham, and Matthew Moore. And the Big Red have a 3-0 lead on Ravenwood at the end of one in this Preds Cup Winners Bracket semifinal. Ready to go with the second period. Brady Miller still in goal for Ravenwood. Hunter Wick still in goal for NBA. NBA starting the second with 91 seconds of power play time carrying over Ravenwood will move the puck from my left to right. NBA from my right to left. Ravenwood will win the draw and immediately give it away to the Big Red. Matthew Moore with a little soft little backhander off the right leg pad of Miller. Brady Miller, now Moore. Down low, trying to get it to Lee Guy. Went off the skate of Liam Powell, and he was able to clear. Puck going through center all the way back into the NBA zone. Michael Datillo beats Cooper Hill to it. Now it's back in the Ravenwood zone, cleared out by Powell. And high sticking call against Ravenwood. Or is it against NBA? I think it's against NBA. So it was touched up by Datillo. 57 seconds left in the power play. 13:26 to go in the second. 3-0. NBA leading. Draw is to the left of Wick. Won by Ravenwood. Oh, and Liam Powell sent the puck right to the back post, and Cooper Hill whiffed on it with the right-hand side of the net open. Backdoor play would have worked if not for that miss. Shot in the left point is blocked. In front is Powell and Hill, and his backhander is stopped by Wick. Puck down deep. Here's Brandon Fremgen. Pass ahead, give it away, and Liam Powell scores. Brandon Fremgen tried to pass it out to center instead of just clearing it out up the far side. Liam Powell steals in the slot, fires it into the bottom corner on the right-hand side of the net. And it's 3-1 NBA with 12:57 to go in the second. So a short-handed goal for Ravenwood. Still 28 seconds left in the power play for the Big Red. Draw one by Ravenwood and dumped into the NBA zone. Michael Datillo behind his own net. Passes up the far side, puck out at center. Andrew Fretch across to the near side and Trace Graham. Now Matthew Moore brings it back into the Ravenwood zone. He's in the left circle. Trying to put it in front for Gaio, and he sent it past the net to the left of Miller. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up. Shot misses the net to the left of Miller. That was from Guy in the right circle. Here is Moore trying to put it out in front, but Andrew Fretch was battling with Zeke Landcamer. Puck out at center. Puck carried back into the NBA zone, but taken away by A. Blasher. Now he's back in the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Stops below the goal line, puts it behind the net to Lee Guy. Guy brings it out to the right circle. Backhands it back down into the right wing corner. Here's Andrew Fretch. Shaking off a hit attempt. Puck coming out to the right point. Datillo trying to chip it back down the wall. Intercepted by Jack Reedy. And Reedy fires it through the air back into the Ravenwood zone, NBA zone. This could be an icing. It is. 11:42 to go in the second. 3-1. NBA leading. Draws to the left of Miller. Draw one by Ravenwood. Cannon Kaiser trying to whip it around the wall and out. Ethan Side slowed it up, but eventually it's poked out by Oliver Lutz. Here's it's Cooper Friedman, left wing side of the NBA zone. Whiffed on a shot attempt. Puck still on a Ravenwood stick. Here's Cannon Kaiser chipping it down low from the blue line. Puck over on the far side. James Lehrman trying to clear. It's going to be held into the left point. Anthony Maltese sent back down the wall, but right to Lehrman, who flips it through the air to center. And Ethan Sides sends it over to the near side boards. Sent back into the Ravenwood zone. Going to be carried out by Anthony Maltese. Pass ahead, went off his stick. Sent the other way. Lee Guy had to go off his stick. It's in the Ravenwood zone. Ethan Sides with it. Trying to backhand it in front to Guy. Oh! It's in the net. It went off the stick blade, I think, of the back-checking Kaiser through the legs of Miller into the back of the net. So Ethan Sides will be credited with a goal. Guy says he didn't touch it. And it's 4-1 NBA with 10:51 to go in the second. Brentwood leading the Outlaws 2-1 after 2 in that Hine Cup losers bracket quarterfinal. Draw one by Ravenwood. They bring it into the big red zone. Puck on the far boards. Then NBA trying to come up with it. Poked away from Owen Apelli. Gets it back. Sends it past the net. It's out on the near side. And Andrew Fretch flips it out to center. It's trickling back into the Ravenwood zone. Owen Apel gets to it. Oh, but he puts it right on the stick of Lee Guy. Guy a shot. Stopped by Miller. He'll pull on the rebound and cover. .10 left in the second. 4-1 NBA. Draw will be to Miller's left. Ravenwood win the draw. Cooper Hill through center. Into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Look at the pass. Look at the shoot. Shouldered away by Hunter Wick. Big Red trying to clear it out. And they do. Backhanded through center back into the Ravenwood zone. Tracked down by Zeke Landcamer. Pass it up the near side. Oop, hit the skates of Matthew Moore. Chips it back into the Ravenwood zone. Owen Appel with it now. Passes across to the far side. Jake Lipinski. Up the far boards to Liam Powell. Powell back in the NBA zone. Pass across. Cooper Hill, a one-timer turned away by Hunter Wick. Puck out at the right point. Landcamer trying to fire it down low. Played with a high stick, but then immediately touched up. It's played with a high stick by Michael DeTillo, and then Cooper Hill immediately touched it up to kill that off. Here's Cooper. Passing it out to Powell, but he had it taken away. And the puck backhanded into the Ravenwood bench up the near side by Matthew Moore. 9:17 left in the second. Still 4-1 NBA. Draw will be to Wick's left. One by the Big Red. Puck whipped around the boards to the far side. Here's Ethan Moore. Passing ahead to Matthew Moore at center. Off his stick into the Ravenwood zone it goes. Raptors with it. Passed up the near side off the stick of Lipinski. Trickling back into the NBA zone. The 17s of Lasher and Powell battling. And Powell kind of grabbed a hold of Lasher and took him into the boards. They both went down, and Powell's going to go off for holding. Oh, no, they're going to get Lasher. It's going to be Lasher going off for holding. Okay, so it's not Powell, it's Lasher. So Ravenwood go back in the power play down 4-1 with 8:59 left in the second. Draw is going to be to Hunter Wick's left. Draw one by Ravenwood. Brady Miller right point, passing down the right wing to Lipinski off his stick. Here's Brendan Fremgen whipping it around the wall to the far side. Off a stick. Picked up by the guy. Passed ahead to Trace Graham. Graham right wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Graham a shot. Knocked down by Miller, and he'll cover up the rebound. Draw will be to Miller's left. Draw one by the Raptors. Here's Cannon Kaiser passing it up the near side to Cooper Hill. Still inside his zone. Cooper carries it through center into the NBA zone. Down the right wing. Going to go around the back of the net. Puts it out in front for Liam Powell, and he deflects it wide. Redirects it past the net to the right of Wick. Powell, left wing corner. Passes across Cooper Hill. Back up top to the blue line. Brady Friedman to the right point. Friedman passing down the right wing to Hill. Hill moving out to the blue line, passing over to Friedman. Friedman back to Hill. Now Friedman. Friedman moving to the right point. Starts moving back to his left. Tries to backhand it towards the front of the net. It's knocked away by Brandon Fremgen. Minute left in the power play for Ravenwood. And the puck cleared out by Lee Guy. Puck is behind the Ravenwood net. Picked up by Liam Powell. Powell to center. Into the NBA zone on the right wing side. Powell trying to go to the front of the net. Passes it off, but it's split. Two men in a black sweater. Jack Reedy was one of them. He gets the puck, takes a shot that's stopped and covered up by Wick. 35 seconds left in the power play. 7:34 to go in the second. Still 4-1 NBA. Draws to the right of Wick. Won by Ravenwood. And a shot from Owen Appel blocked, I think, by Duke Dalba. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for the Raptors. And the puck cleared out up the near side into the Ravenwood zone. Anthony Maltese will get to it. Maltese. Passing up the near side. Flipped through the air back into the NBA zone by Bennett Nichols. Puck in the left wing corner. Here's Michael DiTillo. Put a whip it around the wall. He whiffed on it, so he'll send it around to the far side. And puck poked out to center. Penalty time against NBA is up there back in even strength. Here is James Lehrman having the puck poked off his stick in the Ravenwood zone. Now Matthew Moore trying to backhand the puck out in front. Went off some skates. Ethan Moore drops it back behind the net to Matthew. Matthew balancing the puck, bouncing it on the top of his stick. Now he comes out to the slot. A shot stopped by Miller in the rebound. Gloved and held onto by Miller from Ethan Moore. 6:37 to go in the second. 4-1, NBA leading. Draw is going to be to the left of Miller. Draw one by the Big Red. Brandon Fremgen backhands the puck over to the left point. And Abe Lasher, who just held it atop the blue line, sends it back down low. Puck towards the right wing corner. Eli Stark trying to battle to bring it out in front, but he fell over. Tied up by Bennett Nichols. Out at center with it is, I think, I'm not sure who that is, but his shot was just blockered away by Hunter Wick. Oliver Lutz shooting from the left circle. That's blocked. It was Anthony Maltese who had that shot a few seconds ago that was stopped by Wick. Puck out on the near boards. Passed out to the blue line. Owen Appel shot off a stick. Way up into the air, off an NBA stick, way up into the air and lands on the Ravenwood bench. 5:55 left in the second, still 4-1, Big Red. These two met in the winners bracket semis last year, and Ravenwood beat up on NBA. I think it was 7-3 the final. NBA have a chance to get a bit of revenge tonight because they have clearly been the better team when it comes to shooting the puck. Draws to the left of Wick. Won by Ravenwood. NBA trying to get it loose so they can clear it out. Here's Cooper Hill, bottom of the right circle, has to go around the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing side, passes out to the left point, and Zeke Lenkammer tried to pass it back down, intercepted and cleared by Trace Graham. It's back in the Ravenwood zone. Brady Friedman with it, being chased by Lee Guy. Friedman up the far side. Gets to center. Now he's in the NBA zone on the right wing side. Passes over to Cooper Hill. Tried to pass across. Was broken up and cleared out by Andrew Fretch. Puck now back in the NBA zone on the left wing side. Passed out to the left point and Hill. Back to the center point. Zeke Landcamer, a shot. Hit a shin and went into the right wing corner. Puck behind the net. Big battle for the puck near the left wing corner. Guy digs it loose. Trace Graham passes over to Andrew Fretch. Fretch brings it out to center. Fretch into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Taking a shot. Stopped and held on to by Miller. Hit his chest. He let it drop, and then he covers. 4:47 left in the second. Still 4-1 NBA. Draw be to the right of Miller. Won by NBA. Crosby Bond, soft little shot, scooped up off the ice by Miller with a glove. They'll drop it to his right again. Draw one by NBA, Matthew Moore. Trying to go around the back of the net. Brady Freeman poked the puck away. Oh, and then Liam Powell turns it over in front. Matthew Moore scores. Liam Powell put it in front, but nobody in a black sweater was there. Matthew Moore takes it, fires it into the back of the net to make it 5-1 NBA with 4:31 to go in the second. Second goal of the game for Moore. Puck dumped back in the NBA zone. Icing was waved off from center. Puck now in the right wing side of the zone. Jake Farrell with a shot over the net. I think it was deflected off of Wick into the netting above the glass. Yes, it did go out of play. Draw me to Wick's left. NBA win it. They're trying to get it out. Held in, Kenan Kaiser. He'll dump it down deep. Puck out on the far side. Cleared down ice into the Ravenwood zone. Caught up to by Kaiser. Kaiser trying to clear it out on the near side. Held into the left point by Zach Rankin. Sent down low. Will Gallagher is going to end up icing it. And are we going to have a penalty? Or I heard an extra whistle. Tripping call. And it's Ethan Sides who's going to go to the box. So Ravenwood will return to the power play down 5-1 with 3:29 to go in the second. They're going to drop the puck in front of the Ravenwood bench. One by the Big Red. Puck inside their zone, though, and Jack Reddy takes the chance to drop it down deep. Here's Cooper Hill coming around to the left wing side. Out at the blue line. Passes over to the left wing side. Liam Powell. Back up top, Hill. Back over to the right wing side, and Brady Friedman. Puck now behind the net. Reedy. Passing it over to Powell on the far side. Back down into the left wing corner. Now back to Powell near the left point. Pass across to, I think it may have been Friedman off his stick and out of play. .86 seconds left in the power play. 2:56 to go in the second. 5-1 NBA. Draw on the dot in front of the Ravenwood bench. Draw one by NBA, and they clear it down ice. Here's Liam Powell inside his own zone on the near side. Being careful with the puck. Passes over to the far side. Owen brings it into the NBA zone on the left wing side. It got away from him, allowing Trace Graham. He did clear it. It went off a stick at the left point, but just went over the blue line, off the stick of Brady Friedman. Puck brought back in on the right wing side by Cooper Hill. Under a minute left in the power play for Ravenwood. Cooper Hill, right point. Passes over to the left point. Backhanded down low to the left wing corner, and Liam Powell trying to put it in front. Comes over to Owen Appel, back up top to the right point. and Brady Friedman. Friedman's shot missed the net to the left of Wick. He actually threw out the left leg pad and kicked it away. I think it would have missed. Now Friedman with a shot from the right point that took a bounce, came over to the left-hand side, and I think it was Liam Powell who whiffed on it twice. Net was dislodged, though. 26 seconds left in the power play. Minute 55 to go in the second. Still 5-1 NBA. Draws to the right of Wick. Draw one by Ravenwood. Cooper Hill out high. Passes over to the left wing side. Liam Powell, a shot knocked away by Wick. Rebound. Held in at the blue line by Brady Friedman. He'll dump it down deep. Puck behind the net. Comes around to the far side. Powell. Back up top, left point, Hill. Drops it back, Powell on the left wing. Powell, a shot. Turned away, Wick. Penalty time against NBA is up the back at even strength. Brady Friedman over to Hill, a one-timer. I think it was turned away by Wick. Here's Powell. Left wing corner. Trying to pass across. Went off a stick. Comes to Friedman. Right point. He'll drop it back down low. Puck comes to Friedman, but he couldn't keep it in the zone. It's out at center. He has it. Pass ahead. Knocked down with a stick of Duke Dalba. Here's Ethan Moore back in the Ravenwood zone, but he was tied up. And Ravenwood, we're inside the final minute of the second. Puck sent back into the NBA zone. Brandon Fremgen has it taken away. Here's Cooper Hill in the left wing corner. Puck was taken away from him and cleared down ice. And I guess the icing waved off. Miller came out and played it. Maltese behind his own net. Tried to clear. Knocked down by Matthew Moore right at the Ravenwood blue line. Moore could not get around Zeke Landcamber, though, trying to maneuver to the front of the net. Under 30 seconds left of the period. Fremgen banks it off the near boards. Back into the Ravenwood zone. They're trying to get it out. Here's Liam Powell. Puck cleared to center. Cleared out went right into the NBA zone. The Big Red cleared it right back out. Here's Abe Lasher in the Ravenwood zone. In the slot. Backhands it over to the left circle. Oh, but off the stick of Trace Graham. Puck out at center for Liam Powell, and that's going to be it for the second. Powell scored to get Ravenwood within two, but then 2 goals for NBA. Ethan Sides getting credit for a goal that went off. Oliver lets it stick into the back of the net, and then Matthew Moore scoring his second. And NBA have a 5-1 lead on Ravenwood after 2 in this Preds Cup winners bracket semifinal. Ready to go for the third period. Brady Miller still in goal for Ravenwood. Hunter Wick still in goal for NBA for this third period. Ravenwood will carry the puck from my left to right, NBA from my right to left. Here's Jack Reedy going to the front of the NBA net, and his shot turned away by Hunter Wick. Puck behind the net. Bennett Nichols passing it out to the near side. Held in Zeke Landcamber. He'll fire it around the wall. Lee Guy passing it up the wall. Held into the right point by Owen Apelli. Drops it back down, but right under the stick of Abe Lasher. Lasher, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Wanted to pass across. Puck comes back to him. He backhands it over to the right wing boards and Trace Graham. And the puck comes to the front of the net. Miller covers. He backs into the net to dislodge it. 13:05 to go in regulation. Still 5-1. Big Red. Draws to the right of Miller. One by NBA. Duke Dalba trying to put it in front. It's broken up and cleared out. Brandon Fremgen will catch up to it at center. Puck dumped back into the Ravenwood zone by Ethan Moore. That's behind the net. And Ravenwood shooting the puck on goal from their own zone. Hunterwick having to make the stop. Puck out in the right wing corner. Shot off the outside of the post to the left of Wick by Oliver Lutz. Now here's Matthew Moore out at center. Battle for the puck just behind the Ravenwood blue line, but Moore brings it in offside. I think Duke Dalba stepped over. Oh, there's going to be a penalty. There's a roughing call against Ravenwood. And it is against Keaton Moffitt. So NBA back in the power play, up 5-1 with 11:58 left in regulation. Draw is going to be to the left of Brady Miller. Draw in the right wing corner. And Ravenwood able to get to it and clear. Wick leaves it for Michael DeTillo. Passes up the far side to Hunter Musser. Now Lee Guy brings it into the Ravenwood zone. Going to the front of the net, a shot. I think he missed. Puck still in the zone. And up. Liam Powell got tripped by Matthew Moore exiting the zone, and Moore's going to go to the box. So there goes the power play for NBA. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 95 seconds. 11:32 left in regulation. The Big Red up 5-1. Draw to the right of Wick, won by Ravenwood. Here is Cooper Hill moving down the left wing. Shot blocked by the skates of DeTillo. Puck brought out to center by Owen Appel, so Ravenwood can regroup. Appel. Over to Liam Powell. Powell. Skating through center, back into the NBA zone on the left wing side. Hands it off Hill. Hill. Passes up to the left point, Powell. Over to Hill. Back to Powell, moving down the right wing. A shot knocked away by the blocker of Wick. Under a minute left in the penalty, under a minute left in the 4-on-4, I should say. Here's Hill coming out in front and shot blockered into the netting above the glass by Wick. .48 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 10:46 left in regulation. Still 5-1 NBA. Draws to the right of Wick. Draw one by NBA. Here's a Blasher clearing it out from the far side. Excuse me. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Under a minute left in the power play against NBA. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Here's Cooper Hill. Right wing side of the NBA zone. Spinning around. Looking for space. Puck taken away, and Duke Dalba carries it to center. It's poked away by A. Blasher. Here's Dalba. Left wing side of the Ravenwood zone. Trying to pass it over to Lasher. Went off his stick and stopped. Here's Hill back into the NBA zone. Over to Powell. Trying to put it in front for Hill, who couldn't get his stick on it to redirect. Here's A. Blasher through center. 30 seconds left in the penalty against NBA. Here's a shot from Lasher. Misses the net to actually no. Miller deflects it into the netting above the glass. 1 second left in the 4-on-4. 9:58 to go in regulation. NBA up 5-1. Brentwood Outlaws game should be getting close to its end by now, and the Mount Juliet Pope game should be well underway over in Antioch. Drawby to Miller's right. One by NBA. Penalty time against Ravenwood is up there on the power play for 24 seconds as Andrew Fretch had a backhander that was turned away by Miller. Puck out on the far side. Here is Liam Powell, right wing side of the NBA zone. I think he was trying to push the puck past Graham Rudder. It actually went off the little toe of Rudder's blade into the right wing corner. Puck passed up to the right point for Oliver Lutz now. Puck comes back up to Lutz. Penalty time against NBA is up there back at even strength. Here's Brady Friedman, left point. Pass went off the right skate of James Lehrman and out to center, and Matthew Moore out of the box into the play. Right wing side of the NBA zone, Ravenwood zone, going to go around the back of the net. Come out in front, and his shot, I think, missed the net. I don't think it ever touched Miller. Here's Andrew Fretch. Sorry, it's Lehrman in the right wing corner. Puck taken away by Ravenwood and cleared. Michael DiTillo passing up the near side. James Lehrman will dump it back into the Ravenwood zone. They try and clear. It's knocked down. Matthew Moore, left circle, a shot. Missed the net. Moore looking for a hat trick. Puck ends up back in the NBA zone. Michael DiTillo chops it out. Now it's back in the NBA zone on the right wing side. Lasher catches up to it. Around the back of his own net. Banks it off the near kick plate. Fretch at center. Drops it back to DiTillo. DiTillo behind his own net. Drops it over into the right wing corner for Abe Lasher. Sent up the wall to the far side. It's trickling through center into the Ravenwood zone. Ethan Sides with it, trying to split defenders, but he lost the puck. Here come the Raptors. Puck brought back into the NBA zone. To the front of the net, Jake Farrell, a shot. Blockered away by Hunter Wick. Crosby Bond at center, nudging the puck forward. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Cleared out by the Raptors. Here is Jake Farrell with a shot. Blockered away by Wick. Puck out on the right wing corner, sent around the wall to the far side, held into the right point, sent past the net to the right of Wick. Now a stretch pass by Brendan Fremgen, stolen by Zeke Landkammer. And Jake Lipinski falls over, receiving the pass to the far side of the ice. Puck trickles back into the NBA zone. Trace Graham has it. Drops it off to Brandon Fremgen, who sends it off the near kick plate. Graham has to stretch out to keep it away from Luke Pierce. Here's Graham. Passing up the far side. Hands it right back to Graham. Or handed right back to Graham from Lasher. Now Graham, left wing side of the Ravenwood zone, trying to go to the front of the net. Couldn't get a shot away. Puck out on the far side, and it's at center. Andrew Fretch. Now Trace Graham. Back at center. Puck knocked off his stick, comes right back to Graham Rudder inside the NBA zone, and Rudder's going to end up icing it. 6:39 left in regulation still. 5-1 NBA, and the Outlaws season is over. Brentwood beat them 3-1. So it'll be Brentwood and USN in the Hein Cup losers bracket semifinal next Wednesday night here at 8:40 here on Rink A at Centennial. Draw's going to be to the left of Hunter Wick. Draw one by Ravenwood. Shot in the right point. Stopped by Wick. Rebound came out to Luke Pierce, but he had a man in front of him, Graham Rudder, and then Jack Reedy flips it over the front of the net. Reedy with a puck again on the left wing side. Backhands it down to the end boards. It's behind the net again. Bennett Nichols puts it out in front, but off of Michael DiTillo's skates, and he sends it over to the near wall, allowing Edwin Bass to pick it up. Bring it to center. Here's Datillo backhand, sending it back up the near side, past Bass at the Ravenwood blue line, so icing waved off. Puck out at center, brought back into the NBA zone by Luke Pierce. His shot blocked away by Wick. Puck cleared out by NBA. Here's Hunter Musser, right wing side of the Ravenwood zone, taking a shot. Stopped by Miller. And the puck iced by Ravenwood. 5:27 to go. In regulation, still 5-1 NBA. Draws to the right of Brady Miller. Ravenwood with a puck off the draw. It's down in the left wing corner. Brought to center. Brady Friedman, left wing side of the NBA zone. Drops it down low. Brendan Frem going to go pick it up, send it around to the far side. And Ethan Sides, wanted to clear it, but he brought it down, brought his stick on down on top of the puck and actually pushed it behind him. He did eventually get it clear. Here come Ravenwood again. Keaton Moffitt into the NBA zone. A shot missed the net to the right of Wick, but they said it grazed his right leg pad on the way by. And the Big Red, icing waved off. Puck slowed way down before it got to the Ravenwood blue line, or goal line, excuse me. Back the other way, come Ravenwood. Brady Friedman shot from the high slot off a stick into the netting above the glass. 4:31 left in regulation. Still 5-1 NBA. Yeah, Tom Spitowski told me. Ainsworth won in OT. 1-0 with 8 seconds left. Draws to the left of Wick. Won by Ravenwood. Behind the net, Jake Farrell trying to come out in front. Knocked off his stick by Matthew Moore. Liam Powell trying to get it over to Cooper Hill. Chopped away from him by Ethan Moore. Kept atop the blue line by Owen Appel. And sent back down low. Here's Farrell. Trying to pass it up to the blue line. It hit Liam Powell. Powell drops it down the right wing side to Hill. Hill going to go around the back of the net. Passes down low, Powell. Back to the slot. Cooper Hill to the net. A shot off the stick of Graham Rudder, and over the net it went. Puck over on the far side. Here is Michael Datillo. Clearing it out. Duke Dalba dumping it back into the Ravenwood zone. Matthew Moore tried to come out in front, lost the puck, and it was on the stick for a moment of Duke Dalba. On the stick for a moment of Duke Dalba. Puck at center. Matthew Moore brings it back in, poked off his stick. And given away at center to the Raptors. Jack Reedy passing it down the left wing. Jake Farrell passing it down the left wing to Cooper Hill, who had it taken away. And now back the other way go the Big Red. Abe Lasher into the Ravenwood zone on the left wing side. Pushed into the boards behind the net. Puck sent around the wall and going to be icing called. Nope, it's waved off. Hunter Wick will leave it for Lee Guy. Guy has not scored yet in this one. His line mates Graham and Matthew Moore have all as Brandon Fremgen and Luke Pierce make contact and go down. Now here's Lee Guy back into the Ravenwood zone. Shot it past the net. Puck out on the far side. Slides out to center. Shot on goal from center by Abe Lasher. Brady Miller to turn it away with a stick. Puck at center. Abe Lasher dumps it back in. Puck back in the Ravenwood zone. Raptors take it, bring it back out to center. Now here's Andrew Fretch bringing it back into the Ravenwood zone, passing it over to the left wing side, and Graham trying to get it over to Guy, came towards the net and had to be steered away by Miller. Put out in front and held into the blue line by Lasher. Now he's carrying it down the right wing side. And the puck cleared out of play, I think, by Guy on the near side. Minute 42 left in regulation. 5-1 NBA. So it looks like it's going to be an Innsworth NBA winners bracket final next Wednesday night at 7:30 on the North Ring in Antioch. And Ravenwood will have to play for their season against the tonight's Mount Juliet Pope winner next Wednesday in a losers bracket quarterfinal. Draw one by NBA, dumped into the Ravenwood zone. Puck is behind the net. James Lehrman carries it up to the right point, and a shot from Dattilo was blocked. Puck cleared back into the NBA zone. Icing waved off. Hunter Wick nudges it over to the far boards. Here's Will Gallagher dropping it behind the net. Picked up by James Lehrman. He'll backhand it up the far side. Knocked down by Will Gallagher. Tried to get it over to Jack Reedy, and the NBA tried to clear. Nice job by Gallagher to hold it in and send it back down low. Puck out at center, last minute of regulation. Puck brought back into the NBA zone. A shot from Brady Friedman blocked by like 4 players. There were 4 players surrounding him. And that shot got blocked. Puck behind the net. Friedman squeezing Graham Rudder up against the boards. Friedman drops his stick as Rudder sends it around to the near side. James Lehrman will carry it out to center. Passes it over to Eli Stark. Stark will dump it into the Ravenwood zone. 30 seconds left. NBA already celebrating. They know they've got it. They're going to be 1 game away from the Preds Cup final. Jack Reedy shot. Turned away by Wick. Crosby Bond clears it out. Puck back in the Ravenwood end. Here's Edwin Bass trying to go to the front of the net. Puck got away from him. It's in the left wing corner, and NBA are into the Preds Cup winners bracket final with a 5-1 win over Ravenwood. Propelled by a 3-goal first period. And yet another great performance and goal by Hunter Wick, making 30 saves on 31 shots. Although considering how stout he is, I think NBA were okay to, kind of let him face a few more than usual. Because like I said, kid's pretty stout. Hold on, folks. So Ravenwood fall into the losers bracket, where they will play the winner of tonight's game between Mount Juliet and Pope next Wednesday at 7:10 here on Rink A at Centennial. Let me just send these out. right, now let me just send out. Wow, Pope whipping up on Mount Juliet out in Antioch in the elimination game. 3-0 in the second. Hold on, folks. I'll do my usual post-game. Hold on, folks. There's got a few more things to do, and then I'll jump right into post-game. I also got to get out the rosters for Centennial and the Outlaws and read off the outgoing seniors. All right, so the goal scorers in this one. Liam Powell scored the only goal for Ravenwood. For NBA, it was Matthew Moore scoring twice. The other goals came from Trace Graham, Ethan Sides, and Michael DeTillo. Matthew Moore is our player of the game with his 2 goals tonight. And now let me dig through. Here we go. They're right here back to back. So again, Centennial knocked out tonight by USN, 5-2 loss. And the Outlaws knocked out by Brentwood in a 3-1 loss. So Centennial, oh boy. They're going to be saying goodbye to Aiden Connect. Of course, he was out for the playoffs with a left leg injury. Blake Connect also graduating. Cooper Davis is gone. Rhett Gordon is also gone. And, of course, their backup goalie, Kate Henderson, but he was never theirs. He was loaned out to them for the season by Independence Ravenwood, too, because he was a Ravenwood student. And the Outlaws are going to be saying goodbye to Blake Rodemel, Michael Petak. Here's a big one, Jacob Shank, Brennan Lorink. Let me go back. Let me go into the Outlaws Facebook group real quick because I think there were 5 seniors. I have 4 here. I think there were 5. Okay, Hayden Hall was a senior. Okay. So the Outlaws will be saying goodbye to 5 players this season. So, our final scores tonight, 4 of the 5 games are in the books. In the first Preds Cup winners bracket semifinal, it was Nolensville Lipscomb beating Father Ryan 1-0 in overtime. In the first Hein Cup losers bracket quarterfinal, USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture beat Centennial 5-2. In the other Hein Cup losers bracket quarterfinal, Brentwood beat the Outlaws 3-1. And just now in the other Preds Cup winners bracket semi, NBA beat Ravenwood 5-1. And in the second period out in Antioch, in the second Preds Cup elimination game, it is Pope leading Mount Juliet 3-0. All right, so next Wednesday, again, there are no games Monday because of the President's Day weekend. So next Wednesday, 7:10, here on Rink A at Centennial, the Preds Cup losers bracket quarterfinal between Ravenwood and whoever wins that Mount Juliet Pope game that's going on right now. Again, Pope are up 3-0. 7:30 on the North Rink at Antioch, the Preds Cup winners bracket final between MBA and Innsworth Nolensville Lipscomb. 8:30 over on Rink B here at Centennial, the other Preds Cup losers bracket quarterfinal between Father Ryan and Franklin. 8:40 here on Rink A at Centennial, the Hein Cup losers bracket semi between Brentwood and USN. And at 9:15 on the North Rink at Antioch, the Hein Cup winners bracket final between Rutherford and Hendersonville. We'll be in Antioch next week, 7:25 pregame for a 7:30 face-off between MBA and Innsworth. And then 9:10 p.m. pregame for a 9:15 face-off between Hendersonville and Rutherford. Boy, the second game wasn't great, and to be completely honest, I think everybody kind of knew the way it was going to go. But that first game between Innsworth and Father Ryan, holy heck, that was a classic. And if you're on the MTSN homepage right now, we have a red button that takes you to, it says Classic Broadcasts. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday during this postseason through March 8th, we're going to be uploading a classic GNASH playoff game. Yesterday we uploaded the first, a 2011 Preds Cup pool play game between MBA and Ravenwood, which Ravenwood won 7-5. I remember that very well. It was played here on Rink A at Centennial, and it was a goal fest. But yeah, another classic broadcast goes up tomorrow, and then another one goes up on Friday. So that's it. That is week 2 of the 2024 GNASH postseason in the books. Again, our on-air finals tonight. Innsworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb 1, Father Ryan 0 in overtime, and just now, Montgomery Bell 5, Ravenwood 1. The Preds Cup winners bracket final is set next Wednesday night at 7:30 on the North Rink in Antioch. 7:25 pregame, and then at 9:10 p.m. pregame for a 9:15 face-off in the Hein Cup winners bracket final between Hendersonville and Rutherford. Thank you all so much for listening. If you're playing in a travel tournament this weekend and you got to travel, be safe, even if your team got knocked out tonight or Monday and your GNASH season is over. Thank you all so very much for listening. I am Michael Hackney. Good night. I am going to pack my stuff up, get back in my warm car, and drive back to Murfreesboro. Good night, everybody, from Centennial. What a game between Innsworth and Father Ryan. And congrats to MBA. Innsworth and MBA meeting in the Preds Cup winners bracket final next Wednesday. We'll have that for you along with the Hein Cup winners bracket final. Good night, everybody, from Centennial.